I have done over $10,000 of pledge loans with Navy Federal, and in today's video, I'm going to show you the exact secrets that I used in order to build my credit history from a 4 to a over 750 plus credit score, and how you, regardless if you have a bad or no credit history, you can go ahead and use this exact same pledge loan hack to grow or rebuild your credit from scratch. Before we get started, if you guys are interested in learning how to get a $10,000 credit score with a 750 plus FICO, I would highly recommend going ahead and downloading my free ebook, which is going to be the first link in the description. Plus, included in there is a full guide on how to do what's called credit blamping, which is basically getting anything off of your credit report. There is a specific set of steps for that method, so I'd highly recommend you guys go ahead and download that ebook so we can educate ourselves on how we can hack the credit system together. With that all being said, guys, we're just going to jump right into it, but as always, thank you for watching. So first, number one, what is a Navy Federal pledged loan? If you don't know, a Navy Federal pledged loan is essentially the same as a secured credit card, which is telling Navy Federal, hey, I'm going to give you guys, let's say $1,000, and then they will immediately loan me back that $1,000 and use that $1,000 that I gave them as collateral. And then you make payments on this loan as you would any other kind of loan. For me personally, I've done two $5,000 credit loans over the past 3 months. I'm currently paying off the second one right now, but the first one is already completely paid off. And if you go ahead and stick till the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I leveraged that pledge loan and turn that into an over $60,000 credit limit for myself. So now that you know what a Navy Federal pledge loan is, if you're interested in getting one for yourself, if you have a spare couple $1,000s lying around that you don't need to use right now today, that you would feel comfortable using against a pledge loan, I'm going to go ahead and teach you exactly how to get into Navy Federal. Because a lot of people don't know, but Navy Federal is a credit union where they are currently only accepting active veterans. I'm 20 years old, I'm not a veteran. However, if you're anything like me and you have happened to have any other family in your entire family history that has been in the military, then you are good. You can basically just get on the call with them. For me, I just called Navy Federal. You can just look up what their number is. I gave them a call and I told them, hey, my grandpa was in the Vietnam War. My great grandpa was in World War II. My great grandpa was actually in the 5th wave in Normandy, which is kind of cool. My aunt was also a reserve medic. And because of that, I'm really interested in doing business with you guys as Navy Federal because I feel like you would be a good fit for what I'm looking to do. And just like that, they were like, okay, yeah, you can be grandfathered in. That's perfectly fine. But not a lot of people know this, but if you have a grandparent in the military, you can actually get into Navy Federal if you just say it. And for me personally, they didn't ask for any kind of verification of this. My grandpa is in the military, plus he is still alive. So if I really needed to get some kind of papers, I could have probably just called him and asked him. But if you don't have a grandpa in the military, or if you don't have any family member that's in the military, I'm not sure if I would do this. I'm not recommending that you do this, but you could just say that you do. For me, they never asked to verify and they just opened my account, no questions asked. And I think for most people, from what I've heard, it is very similar. But if you guys are interested, Navy Federal actually will allow invites from other members. So what that means is that I could invite you if you wanted me to. So what I would recommend if you guys are interested in that, going ahead and downloading my free ebook down below, which again will teach you how to get the 10K monthly personal credit limit, regardless of your past, bad, or no credit history, as well as teaching you how to get anything off of your credit report. And in that ebook, I have a link to my personal Facebook Messenger where you guys can just go ahead and shoot me a DM, which I'll go ahead and just send you my confirmation code from there and I'll help you out and make sure that you can get in. After they accept you into Navy Federal, they will obviously ask for some questions. They're going to ask for your SSN. They're going to ask for your driver's license ID. They're going to ask that you submit some paperwork. And I just filled it out on my computer and then I just sent them a message, which again, that paperwork will show you how to do that. That's not really what this video is about though. So jumping forward ahead a little bit, I got into my account. I did the largest deposit that they asked, which was $250, which if you guys do have the money, I would recommend that you do the same. And then immediately after that, I did a wire transfer from my Wells Fargo account into my Navy Federal account for $5,000. After that, I called Navy Federal and I said, hey, I want to do a pledge loan. They were like, okay, the interest rate going right now for a pledge loan is 2.2% APY, which if you guys don't know what that means, that's basically 2.2% over a year. So if you guys decide to do a pledge loan for longer than a year, just keep that in mind. You'll end up paying a little bit of interest on it. For me, I only did a pledge loan for about 3 months, so I was only doing payments for about 3 months. And because of that, I wasn't really paying that much interest. I only ended up paying maybe about $10 in interest for the $5,000 loan that I did. Like I said, I would recommend that you guys get a 3-month long pledge loan just to make it as simple as possible for you so you can get your money back as fast as possible. Because what will happen when you actually do a payment on the pledge loan, let's say you do what I did and you take out a pledge loan for $5,000 or $10,000 and then you make a payment of $1,000, that $1,000 will show back up in your account shortly after. You don't actually have to pay off the full loan until you see that money back. It's not quite like a secured card where you're not going to see that money for a while, they will immediately give you your money back. For me, I just kept that money in my Navy Federal account, and then I used the debit card that they sent me as an actual payment. So I bought some stuff, I bought some video games, I bought some groceries, I just used it like I would use a normal card. And then after I did that, I actually put in a lot more money into my Navy Federal account, and I applied for the flagship checking program, which then I was accepted. I also set up recurring weekly deposits from my Wells Fargo account into my Navy Federal account, as well as doing auto pay on the loan. So like I said, I got a 3-month-long loan. You'll see online sometimes that people will say do 90% and then pay off that 10% over a couple years. For me personally, I prefer just to do a 3-month-long loan and then just pay it on the time frame of which the loan wanted. If I remember right, the minimum monthly payment was like $2,000, $2,200, like something along those lines. It was very reasonable, and I could obviously pay it off because that money was just sitting in my account, and I still had money in my Wells Fargo account. So over the course of the 3 months, I would use my Wells Fargo account as my primary card, and then I would use my Navy Federal card as my secondary card. And then also with having the flagship checking and the weekly deposits, as well as the pledge loan, and obviously the normal Navy Fed savings account and weekly deposits and auto pay set up, because I had auto pay set up just to automatically pay off the minimums on the loan, I was obviously at this point using a lot of Navy Federal products, which looked very good. So then after about 3 months, this was about a month ago, I paid off the $5,000 loan in full, and then I decided to do another one for the same amount for the same amount of time, and currently I'm about halfway done paying that off. So to give you guys a little bit of context, I'm currently rebuilding my credit from 4 because I made some mistakes, but you know, everybody makes mistakes, that's fine. And one of the things I decided to do to help rebuild my credit is the Navy Federal Pledge Loan, because I know that a pledge loan will boost my internal Navy Federal score. Not a lot of people know this, but credit unions and banks have their own internal credit score, which is separate from your normal FICO score. This means that you might have a 750 credit score, but a bank may not accept you because you have done business in the past with them and that didn't end well. For me, I did business with Chase in the past, which I defaulted on a credit card payment. I was just being dumb and I wasn't quite spending right. And because of that, they shut down my account completely, as well as putting a negative mark on my credit report, which if you guys want to learn how I got that negative mark, that negative closed account off of my credit report, I have the full guide explaining how to do that and what I specifically use to do that, which is going to be the first thing in the description that you guys can just go ahead and download. And about 2 weeks ago, I decided to apply for my first Navy Federal credit card. I decided to get the green cashback reward saving because I was told that this is going to be a good one and this is going to be a good stepping stone because I'm really interested in doing a lot of credit trading right now. And then after that, I applied for the green Navy Federal card, which I was instantly approved with a $5,000 credit limit. Now, in terms of next steps, I know exactly what the next steps are going to be, which is I'm going to be continuously getting more and more Navy Fed cards because they have been consistently good to me and I want to continue to use more and more of their products. Plus, I have in fact actually applied for other cards while I was dealing with that closed account. I actually applied for several secured cards, trying to get another one again, and unfortunately, they all rejected me. I was rejected for the Discover secured card, the Capital One secured card. How many people have been rejected for a secured card? Isn't that crazy? But now since I have that $5,000 credit limit card with Navy Federal, the green one, as long as I have a relatively low credit usage rate, I know for a fact that now I can rebuild my credit to basically do whatever I want. And my plans for the future are very simple. I want to inevitably get their black credit card as well as apply for a credit increase on my current Navy Federal green card. I know for a fact because I've seen people do it before, get a 20K plus credit limit with just the green Navy Fed card, and then I have also seen people get up to a $30,000 credit limit with the black card. So if you guys are in a similar position to me, if you have either no credit or have bad credit like I did, and you're looking for a way to rebuild your credit, if you have a good amount of money set aside, I would highly recommend trying out Navy Federal's pledged loans. Well, with that all being said, guys, we have in fact at the end of the video. If you guys are interested in learning how I got a 700 plus credit score with a 10K credit limit within the first 6 months of building my credit, as well as how I got all of the negative marks removed off of my credit score, I would highly recommend checking out the first link in the description down below and downloading my free ebook. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a good day. Bye.